Hey guys, it's Gary back with another legal tip for you guys. We're going to be talking about agency. Before we do, let's talk about Rocktoberfest. Yes, it's that time of year for our huge October event, raising money for the South Carolina Military Family Care Association. What an incredible organization helping out service members who have financial needs. Now, it's going to be October 3rd. It's going to be at Beer Keller at Canal Side. If you haven't been down there, you'll be blown away. They built a German brewery right on the river, outdoor space, indoor space, overlooking the river. It's so beautiful. It's my good friend Sam Moses is one of the owners of it, and he lived in Germany for a few years. And so it's very much styled like a German beer house would be in Germany. And when I walked in, I told his wife, Kim, I said, this looks like what we would drink in Germany when we would meet over there. So it's going to be super cool. And of course, we brought everybody's favorite local band, Tokyo Joe. Tokyo Joe is so incredible. They cover all kind of great songs. So we're going to have a lot of fun raising money for South Carolina Military Family Care, listening to Tokyo Joe, beer and brats. I mean, how much better of an Oktoberfest can you have? And it's going to be October 3rd, right? October time. So we're going to be really excited about that. More information to come. Be on the lookout for it, but save the date, October 3rd. Now let's talk about agency. What separates real estate agents from just order takers or the internet really is the ability to advise, counsel, and advocate for your client. If you take away your advice, your counsel, and your advocacy, what really do you provide the client other than information? And information is readily available on the internet. So we have to safeguard those skill sets. Those skill sets, again, advise, counsel, and advocate. State law also dictates on when and how you can provide those. You have customer service and client service. When you're providing customer service, you may not provide advice, counsel, or advocacy. You can only provide those to a client. It's very important. You can only provide those for a client. So that means until they become a client, until they sign agency with you, you cannot give advice to a customer. You cannot give advocacy for a customer. You cannot counsel a customer. So you need to be thinking about that. It's very important that we safeguard these skill sets and we don't give them to customers. First of all, it's against the law for us to give them to customers. But second of all, we don't want to give them to a customer. We want to make that customer want to use us as a client so that we can get paid as real estate agents. If we're giving advice, counsel, and advocacy to a customer, there's no reason for them to sign agency. So thus, there's no reason for you to get paid. So let's make sure that we're getting agency signed before we give any of those things. We don't give advice, we don't counsel, we don't advocate for any customers. We only do that for clients that have signed agency. It's the law, first of all, and most importantly, it's the law. So don't violate the law. But why would you give away those skill sets? Now, I know this gets difficult when you're meeting with a seller and they're asking you, what would you list my house for? What do you think it will sell for? What should we do to sell it? You have to be a little bit cagey on those and not provide all that information, because telling a seller that I would list your house for $250, will ultimately get $240 for it, we'll give this much in closing costs and all this other kind of information you're giving, that's a giving advice. That's giving counsel to them. So you're not supposed to be doing that. So be very careful. You want to start out on the right foot with a seller and the buyers anyway, and let them know you're going to follow the law and agency requires this. And when they tell you, well, the other agent didn't talk about this or didn't say, then you can come back and say, well, this shows you how ethical and legal we are at my company. I'm going to do things the right way, the legal way, and the ethical way, where the other agent might not have done so. And so I think that separates you, because remember, the one thing that a lot of consumers are looking for is they want to see an agent that's legal and follows the law, that's ethical and honest. All right. Other than that, don't forget my podcast. I forgot to send it out Thursday. I hit the wrong button, so it went out this morning. So if you haven't listened to part 2 of the National Association of Realtor Lawsuits, good chance to listen to that over the holiday weekend. Y'all have a great holiday weekend. Be safe.